Hi everybody, so today we're going to unpack a petal paragraph. You've been doing essays in class and I thought I'd just write one paragraph for myself and give you a look at how we fit the point, example, technique, analysis and link that makes up a petal paragraph and how some of them are interchangeable. So I've used the Truman Show. Let's have a read of it first. The Truman Show captures its audience's interest by questioning the reality which is presented by the media, both in the film and in our own world. This theme is incredibly relevant for modern audiences who are constantly faced with questionable news and content from a range of media outlets, as are those audiences who have followed Truman's life since birth. Peter Weir presents the audience with a reality TV show set within a modern satirical film, or a film within a film, in order to give us an insight into such media power. By saturating the Truman Show with falsities, Weir invites us to consider our own desensitization to media manipulation. During the final scene in the film, Truman asks the question which represents an overarching quandary. Was nothing real? To this, Christoph replies, "You were real. That's what makes you so good to watch." It is here that the audience realizes that Christoph is actually the Christ of this created world, and as such is portrayed as a character of corporate falseness in contrast to true man, or Truman, our main character. Throughout Truman's journey from naivety to awareness, the audience witnesses him through Christoph's lens, with advertisements consistently popping up throughout the script, the use of garish costuming, and an omniscient view of the carefully constructed utopia that is Sea Haven. Such film techniques are regularly seen on our own TV screens at home to garner a reaction from us without us ever really noticing. So such techniques help to frame our empathy for Truman as he makes his final bid for freedom and exerts his own will over that of Christoph. It is dialogue like this, used in conjunction with other exaggerated film techniques to portray falseness and manipulation, which really grips the viewer. Alright, so some really wordy sentences there once I read them out loud. But let's have a look and try and unpack it and break it down. So my point is that the Truman Show captures its audience's interest by questioning the reality which is presented by the media both in film and in our own world. So I'm linking the audience here to the idea that this is an interesting text because it looks at the theme of reality. That is my point. I'm talking about a theme, which the rest of my paragraph is about, and I'm also talking about why this text is important for us as the audience. Now, to support that statement, I've written this theme is incredibly relevant for modern audiences who are constantly faced with questionable news and content from a range of media outlets, as are those audiences who have followed Truman's life since birth. Now, that's another statement which supports my first one. However, if I take it out, I can keep going as well. So for me, that's something that I can use to elaborate and to really make my point, obvious. So here I've got my techniques in blue. Peter Weir presents the audience with a reality TV show, the genre of it, set within a modern satirical film or a film within a film. Now, it's a really important technique within the Truman Show because it's quite a layered text, giving us an insight into media power, linking back to my theme. Now, Weir uses this, here's a little bit of analysis, to help us consider our own desensitization to the media, all right, or to how we're manipulated. Now, I've got an example quote here, "Was nothing real?" Christoph says, "You were real." And from that, I've built in technique. So I've got the metaphor here of Christoph as the Christ of this place, or, the godlike being, and the juxtaposition with Truman as the true man who has, the will to make his own choices. Now I've got other ones here like lens, advertisement, script, garish, costuming, omniscient views, and Christoph's own technique of a carefully constructed utopia. So all of these ones are Weir's techniques, the director of the film, and this one here is Christoph's technique. All right, so the film within the film again. Then I analyse it all in two short sentences. So such film techniques are regularly seen on our own TV screens at home to garner a reaction from us without us ever really noticing. Such techniques help to frame our empathy for Truman as he makes his final bid for freedom. Then at the end I have my link, which ties back to what interests the reader, or the viewer, sorry. And I also said that up here. And I've tied it back to falseness and manipulation. I probably should have mentioned the media there as well. So as you can see, even in a petal, we've got the P and the L at the end, which are constant. A point always has to come first, and a link to that point comes at the end. But the ETA within here can sort of move around. Okay, so you can have lots of examples, you could have lots of techniques, but whatever you do, you must analyze those and tell me why it's important, or tell whoever's reading your essay why those techniques are important, why those examples are important, what do they tell you. All right, I hope that helped you a little bit, and good luck with your own.